You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with your stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
I'm sorry.
We haven't taken a side because it's not our fight.
Hey, maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies.
Imperial spies? You can't be serious.
You,
Maybe we'll
you
pay
yourself
a visit
look to be
tonight,
an
little
Imperial?
spy. You got ways of finding out what you really are.
Maybe not.
Do you hate the Dark Elves? Are you here to bully us and tell us to leave?
No, I don't hate your people. Actually, I'm just passing by.
You've come to the wrong city, then. Windhelm's a haven of prejudice and narrow thinking, unworthy of one such as you.
Well, I wouldn't consider myself particularly worthy of, I don't know, a city? Meh. Who am I kidding? Of course I am. Well, then, why would they think you're a spy?
Some of these Nords will come up with any excuse to despise us. And it isn't just the Dark Elves they hate. They make a target of the Argonians as well. In fact, just about anyone who isn't a Nord is fair game for their bullying.
Well, you would think that they'd have more of a problem with, I don't know, maybe a handsome Imperial merchant? You know, Imperial, it's in the name. It seems, well, racist that they are particularly turning their attention to mer and beast races. Do you need any help? It looked like they were giving you trouble.
Nothing new there. Most of the Nords living in Windhelm don't care much for us. But Rolf is the worst by far. He likes to get drunk and walk around the Grey Quarter yelling insults at us in the small hours of the morning. Oh, a real charmer, that one.
Well, that sounds awful. You have my apologies. Good day.
Until next time.
Well, what a charming introduction to the city, wouldn't you say? Alright, I've been thinking about it, and with those helmets on, I can't tell the difference between you, and frankly, they look ridiculous.
Let me guess. You want to talk? I take it by trade you mean dump all your useless junk on me.
No,
Fine.
actually. In this particular case, Sophia, I am going to take your burdens
I'm
from
here
you.
if you ever need me.
Here you are, Lydia.
I've got your back.
I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
How can I serve you, my Thane?
Yes, good call. Wow, you look frozen solid. That's incredibly disturbing.
You lead, I'll
Are
follow.
you all right? You have frost covering your face.
Oh,
Sophia, are you also frosty? No. See, what is wrong with you, Lydia? That's awful. All right,
You
Inigo.
want to ask me something?
I need to trade some things with you.
You want me to lighten your load?
No, just the opposite, in fact. Give me that helmet. All right. Oh. It also looked like I never gave you that pick I wanted you to try and use. All right. Well, here it is, so that you have it for next time. And yes, I think that's enough.
Let us go.
Indeed. See, your fur has a little ice crusted in it, but that's not nearly as disturbing as Lydia's skin. Ugh. Alright. What are we doing here? Oh, okay. Yes, of course. That's an incredibly odd thing for me to say, since I am, of course, leading us. And just said that we came here in order to find goods that we can trade at a high profit margin elsewhere in Skyrim. I suppose the first step there is finding the marketplace or some sort of shop. This seems to be a graveyard, and that's incredibly disturbing. That you have to walk through the graveyard just to get somewhere in this town.
Did you use my good hammer?
No.
Last girl, I told you to leave
Hey,
the tools
here
alone.
we are.
You have yours, and I have mine.
I didn't touch it.
Hammers don't have legs.
Did you look behind the forge? I think I saw it there.
Oh, yes. Now that you mention it, I think... sorry about that.
Wow. She told you. Hello.
Everyone says Jorland Greymane is the best smith in Skyrim. I plan to change a few minds about that.
Well, I look forward to you trying. What have you got for sale?
Finest weapons and armor.
All right. We'll see about that, but first, take all these things that I really have no good use for. Good. Now that that's done, let's see what you actually do have for sale. It looks like corundum might be the way to go. Let's also look at what you actually have as far as arms and armor, your apparent stock and trade. Well, we'll say your stated stock and trade, because you don't appear to have anything particularly impressive in that regard. I think... Yes. I think your malachite is priced lower than that in Solitude. And, in fact, I suspect would sell very well there. So I will buy that. I don't think I have need of any of your other wares, however. But perhaps I may come back for more malachite at some point. Thank you very much.
Whether it's armor you need or a new blade, come see me.
Well, none of those
Come on,
things.
Lydia, try to keep up.
Yeah, Lydia. Where is
It's
Lydia?
metal hammered.
Ah. Lydia, do try to keep up. You're... Oh, you look awful. Alright. What time is it? It's only 4 p.m. I think we can make more progress today if we continue on our way. Ah, but here, perhaps this gentleman will have more things that you can use.
I don't haggle. If you want a lower price, look elsewhere.
Sorry, woman. What have you got for sale?
Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Alright, a little bit more of a general goods sort of feel here. Oh, but you have some malachite. Let's see. Yes, I don't see anything of particular usefulness. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for your custom.
Alright. This place is cold and depressing. Someone left an axe just out here in the middle of nowhere.
Assorted wares and tools you just can't live without.
Alright. Shall we? This town is, yes, awful. Well, let's at least take a small tour. Here's another alley, some houses, and a little courtyard. Oh, lovely. I mean, I'd feel bad if we left the town and I hadn't actually seen everything in it. Oh. Hello,
Hi,
girl.
mister. Would you like to buy some flowers? Please?
You look as cold as Lydia. And that's saying a lot. What do you have?
Not much, but I hope you like them.
Oh. And here I was, just telling everyone how much of a scam it was to pick flowers and sell them to those who would buy. I think perhaps you should keep your bread. Sounds like something you might find useful, if, as I suspect, you are an orphan. Oh, not the cheese. Here. This may help you. I wouldn't do the disservice of just handing it to you. You and I are merchants. We must interact through commerce. Here. I found this Idar sliced cheese, well, probably somewhere incredibly unsavory, but whoever I didn't murder to get it had very good taste. It'll go very well with the bread. I would also give you, well, you know, some mead, but I think you're probably a bit young. I think. Well, I think I know enough not to ask after your parents. But it was very good doing business with you. And I wish you all the best.
Stop by again.
I will. Lydia, Sophia, Inigo, dog. Remind me to come
It's
back.
not that simple. Ulfric wants Skyrim for the Nords. He doesn't trust what he calls outsiders.
You've seen how we live. Cramped alleys, run-down buildings, few guard patrols. Even the name Grey Quarter is an insult.
I'll speak to Ulfric soon, but I make no promises that I can change his mind.
That's all I ask. With your help, we have a chance to make a better life for ourselves here. For that, I thank you.
That's incredibly, well, I don't know, decent. Yes, that's the word. Decent of you.
I'm a sailor on
You,
the North.
sir.
One of
We're
those
laying over in Windhelm.
Skyrim for the Nords types?
No, I think all folk should be welcome here.
And you're right, at least as far as I'm concerned. Don't let Ulfric or some of these other short-sighted Nords bother you. Most of us are happy to welcome newcomers.
That dark elf called you a war hero?
I killed a lot of high elves in the Great War, and I didn't die. I guess that makes me a war hero. The Great War. There was nothing great about it. Thousands died on both sides. And where did it get us? Did we really save the Empire? Or did we just plant the seeds for Ulfric's uprising? And another war?
Oh, a little of column A, a little of column B, I think, but... Well, I just wanted to give you my respects. It must take some bravery to stand up to your Jarl like that and speak out for the elves. Good day.
Safe journeys, sword brother.
Not really a sword kind of person. Alright. The scenic Grey Quarter. Everything I've been told lives up to my expectations. Excellent. Alright.
It's good to spend some time on solid land.
Are you a sailor?
A life on the river makes for weak legs, so I do a lot of walking when we dock.
That makes good sense.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
Alright. 5 p.m. Well, we've been traveling hard for some time. That trip to Riften was long and, well, how about a bit of carousing? What do you say? I assume, by its prominence and the big sign depicting, well, I don't know, I guess candles, so that is only sort of inviting. Anyway, this seems like it's probably the inn.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
Oh, well, that's quite lovely. Where is,
Poor
the
Nilsson
fire?
has been wrecked since her sister was killed.
Oh. Huh.
How can Elda hate the Dark Elves when she knows so little about them?
I don't know. But there's not really room for me and all my companions here. Huh. I'll sit.
Look alive, will you?
Yes, Mum. You want a drink?
Absolutely. What's on the menu?
Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both.
Both, I think. Interesting. I have not seen all of these on the menus of the other inns I've been in here in Skyrim. Some are absolutely disgusting. Why would you put charred skeever hide on your menu? Horse haunch. Wow. Actually, your entire menu is very disjointed. I understand that you're mammoth cheese. Ugh. Anyway, I understand that you're kind of a pub sort of eatery, inn, tavern, what have you. But you can still have a refined, simple menu using only the freshest ingredients and paring it down to just a few options. Meat, fish, vegetable, something hearty, since this is a cold place, fill you up and warm you up from the inside. You should be serving, I think, almost exclusively hot meals. Salmon roe. Have you ever sold any salmon roe? I didn't think so. And I know that it can be tempting to serve breakfast all day long, but this snowberry crostata, I think you should have a simple, perhaps, imperial-style breakfast where you just put out a table with breakfast foods, and those who've stayed here overnight can help themselves, and, include that in the cost of a room for the night, and I think you'll really get more patrons that way. You're at a crossroads, but not so much as, say, Whiterun. You probably get travelers, but you could pull in more. The tourism, for example, after this whole war thing. All right. I have to say, and this is perhaps an unusual choice for me, I think I'd love a bowl of Horker stew. I had a companion? No, that's another thing here. An employee is a little bit too distant. Anyway, I had a person, acquaintance. Yeah, I had an acquaintance recently who could not stop talking about Horker stew. I look forward to trying it. Of course, we had to part ways because he went crazy and tried to kill my other friend, but that's how it works here in Skyrim, I assume. So, I'll take the Horker stew, and well, I really do. I have some of my own drink that I probably took from I'm going to say a vineyard? No, not a vineyard. Wine cellar. Yes, that's appropriate. A very decrepit and bandit-filled wine cellar. All right. Have a good evening.
See you around, handsome.
Well, sorry, I'm just not in the market. Do you think perhaps it's a literal market? I don't mean to imply, but, prostitution is not illegal in the Empire, and I don't strictly frown upon it. Hello. Well, let me eat my meal before it gets cold. Horker stew. It's so fatty. Is this oil? Huh. Well, I'm not going to drink the cheap stuff. I already had enough of that with the Horker stew. Alto wine it is. Ah. Delicious. Hello, sir.
What do I do? Do I hire a mercenary? By Talos, I wish Uncle were here. Oh, hello, stranger. I apologize. I have a tendency to mumble out loud.
Oh, it's a strange habit. I can't think of anyone I know who does that. But you were saying you were looking to hire a mercenary. What happened?
My family's sword. The caravan delivering it was ransacked. I had hired 3 bodyguards, but in the end, it wasn't enough. My uncle said we'd never find, but I heard some of the guards talking about this bandit group over in the Uttering Hills cave. Maybe they're the ones who attacked the caravan. It's a long shot.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Well, so this seems, as you said, like quite a long shot. There are a lot of bandits in Skyrim, and three mercenaries, you say, you hired to guard the caravan? That seems like a lot. So, my apologies, but I don't think I'm the man for the job. I'm actually a merchant myself, and, well, three guards. is an impressive group of bandits.
I understand, but I do intend on paying you, should you change your mind.
All hail to Ulfric, you are the High King. In your great honor we drink and we sing.
Well, certainly not a lot of time has passed. Inigo.
Yes, my friend.
Won't you join me?
What would you have me do? Yes? You're the boss. Good idea. No. Why don't you give those legs of yours a break? Join me. What is on your mind? Okay, let us get back to it.
Let's see.
I am here
I
for
want you to sit with me
What would you
at
have
the
me
same
do?
time.
How can I help you,
So
my friend?
you sit here. All right.
Do you want something or not? Everything okay? Are you going to join me?
Here. Of course.
Yes?
How do you think I'm doing,
I
Inigo?
am honored you want my opinion.
Take your time. Let me know what you think.
Okay, here's what I know about you. You smell like flowers today. You have some gold, but you could do with more. You are good with dogs, but most other animals fear you greatly. You have never done time in a cell, unlike me. Your travels have taken you to a few interesting places, but much of Skyrim is still a mystery to you.
This is true.
You are essentially homeless right now.
Yes.
Let me think. Like me, you have no great talent for fighting with magic. You are healthy.
Or fighting at
Try
all.
to stay that way. When you open your mouth, you usually talk yourself into trouble, not out of it. You need to practice your manipulation techniques.
Well,
You
yes,
are
I suppose so.
strong, free, and single. Watching you fight one-handed is like watching a fish thrash around with an arrow through its eye.
Oh, thank
You
you.
will get better. You were
Probably
saved
not.
from the executioner's axe by the very force that now threatens this land.
That's true.
You could be our only hope.
That's
No
depressing.
pressure. Do not take this the wrong way, but your choice of clothing is unfortunate.
What?
Let's see. Two-handed weapons do not seem to suit you. I feel the same way. They are heavy and cumbersome. You are not into politics. What else? You are not very sneaky.
You're
You
just
are like a
listing
giant dancing
my
in a pottery
traits.
shop.
This is not
Perhaps that's something you
actually
should work
telling me
on.
how I'm doing.
You may know how to open a book, but so far you have failed to learn very much from the writing inside. You
What?
like to haul around random useless items for
No,
some reason.
I do not.
You are not a good archer.
You're the one with a
Do not
dragonfly
worry.
in a
I will
jar.
take care of that side of things. Now, how do I conclude?
Yes, please
You
do.
are like a little ball of potential waiting to explode. You have many grand adventures ahead of you, my friend. I hope I am a part of them. I say it as I see it. Let me know if you want another progress report. It is fun judging people.
That's lovely, but actually you didn't do that. You kind of just told me things I already knew. So, you said you had a book. Well, I had the book and I gave it back to you. Could you read me? You said you might read it to me. Would you mind reading some of Inigo the Brave?
Okay, but remember I am not a professional writer. I hope you like it. Inigo the Brave, a tale suitable for any gender and race, at any time. One day, Inigo was walking through his spider farm, minding his own business.
That's
when
a
he
dangerous
sensed
farm.
Something was wrong. His nose was the best in the land, so he followed it to a nearby cave, where he found a beautiful woman of unspecified race crying.
That seems,
What's wrong, said
dangerous,
Inigo.
possibly.
A smelly
Illusions?
troll stole my sister, said the radiant woman. Can you help me? Please bring her back. Inigo looked into the dark cave, then into the eyes of the woman. If she's alive, I will save your sister, he said. Thank you, wept the woman. She kissed him, and he entered the cave, bow in hand. He could smell ugly troll everywhere. He soon came to a fork in the tunnel. A little stream ran to the left, and a patch of glowing moss illuminated the way to the right.
Unnecessary.
Left or right?
I'm sorry, how does this story have choices? Well, that's very strange. I have never heard of such a thing. Let's put the book away for now.
Okay, if you want to hear it again, just let me know.
Alright. Let's chat. Do you have anything on your mind?
What is on your mind?
What do you think of Skyrim so far?
I like it. It is cold, but my heart is never warmer than it is when I am here. What do you think of Skyrim?
Well, it's not really my favorite. I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't leave. There's this Dragonborn thing, and, well, the fact that the Empire is patrolling the borders and arresting anyone who tries to cross, apparently, even if they are properly licensed and identified. But, yes, I don't know. Some days I'd rather be elsewhere.
Is it because of what happened between us?
No, Inigo, I'm sorry, it's not that at all.
Good. I would hate to think I was the reason you can't stand it here. We'll have some fun. Just you wait.
Fun? What kind of fun?
Yes, fun! We will have many good times, you and I. Squashing spiders, exploring dungeons, romancing the locals. You name it.
That's, some of those sounded alright, the romance, I suppose, but not... There's business to be done. What about, I don't know, rhyming games?
I am very good at rhyming games. If you take me on, you will go down in flames.
I suppose that may be true, but still I think I'll challenge you. My rhyming tames and blames.
If you lose, it shames. What's wrong? Can't take the heat?
My rhyming is a tasty treat.
The only way you'll win is if you cheat.
That's just not true. I'm beating you. Although I suppose I must propose my rhymes just now were like a cow. I don't need to cheat. You're quaking in your seat.
I'm shaking out these rhymes I excrete.
The rhymes you excrete are obsolete.
Okay, my mind is aching. You win. Let's talk of other things, my friend.
This one's a favorite of mine. A legend
All right.
we all know and love.
Why do you like Riften so much?
The smells, the sounds, the danger. It suits me very much. It feels alive.
It's just so drab. Many of the towns here in Skyrim have been somewhat less than impressive to someone used to the Imperial City, but Riften, of all of them, seems so dirty. What brought you to Riften the first time?
After I quit the bandits, I came to Riften looking for a way to make coin. My partner and I found a job or two, but the real bounty was the city itself.
I don't mean to insult you. Let's talk of other
Good
things.
idea. What shall we discuss?
Do you fear death, Inigo?
No, I fear reincarnation. If I came back as a chicken, I don't know how I would go about ending my life. I could run at a saber cat, I suppose.
It's a joke, obviously, but I have this feeling. I think you've really hit it quite squarely. I have this feeling like I shouldn't fear death so much as reincarnation, is repeating things again and again. I don't know where this comes from, but I just feel like death isn't an end, it's an endless loop of the same events again and again. But that's silliness. So, resurrection, then.
Yes, my friend.
I was not done talking to you.
Yes, why not?
Do you fear
No,
death?
I fear reincarnation.
Yes,
If I came
of
back
course.
as a chicken, I don't know how I would go about ending my life. I could run at a saber cat, I suppose.
That's true. But if you could come back as anything you like, what would you come back as?
Me, of course, but a different me. A me who makes better choices and always gets the ladies. What would you come back as?
Well, to be fair, being a dragon seems pretty nice as long as you don't run across, well, me who steals your soul.
Fitting, I guess. What if you came back only to be murdered by your current self, though? That would be embarrassing.
Well, current self would be dead. I mean, it's better than being a wolf.
Good social life, warm fur. I see the attraction. I don't really see you as a pack animal, though. You'd be more of a lone wolf, I think.
Well, what, you think I'm more of a Dova bear?
Really? A big, smelly, brutish noise machine? I suppose it almost makes sense. Not all bears are bad, though. I once knew a very nice bear indeed, but she was one in a million.
You're a little crazy, aren't you?
Probably. You are not the first to suggest it. I may be crazy, but at least I'm not mad.
Yeah. Given the other people I've met here in Skyrim, you're as sane as the next.
Who is this next man? Do I know him? Do I trust him? No. Why? Because he's mad. It is the world that is mad, my friend, not I.
Well, as they say, wally bally wah wah.
Spoodly doo up.
Woof, woof.
Ah, who let the dog out? Don't worry, Fleas. I will protect you.
Well, alright. As nice as it is to pay occasional tribute to the Mad God, let's snap out of it.
Okay.
I think that's enough chit-chat for the moment. Can I ask you something?
Go ahead, ask away.
What about your past?
My brother and I never knew our real parents. We were found abandoned in a smelly shack by a soldier on his way to battle. We melted his heart with our fuzzy little faces, and he carried us to the nearest town. He deposited us at an orphanage, and that is where we spent most of our childhood.
And what about you, yourself?
The first time I went to the Bee and Barb, that Maven woman pinched my bottom. I am not just a piece of meat.
So how did you get here to Skyrim? Tell me more about your past.
My brother and I were adopted by a couple of retired assassins. I guess they didn't do a family background check.
Really? That's interesting.
I was bullied by the other Khajiit children because of my unusual color and markings. My mother showed me a handy trick with a rock and a glove. I was never bothered again.
Well, perhaps.
Any other stories?
My father showed my brother and I how to use a sword. My mother taught us the bow. Happy childhood memories. I grew up in Riverhold, not far from Cyrodiil. My brother and I headed for the Imperial City to find our fortune when we came of age. I found love, for a time at least. My brother found death.
That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. But your love, what of her?
My mother and father are both gone. They died protecting a trading caravan a few years back. I guess I'm an orphan again. My brother and I found much work as mercenaries. We never made it to the Imperial City, but we made a lot of coin.
Oh, you would have loved it. You like Riften, after all. The Imperial City is the center of the world. To be on its warm stones and looking at its bustling people, all that commerce, that industry, that gold. Ugh, it's a fantastic place. You really should make a trip.
Fair enough.
Any thoughts?
You are not exactly poor, but there is a lot of gold out there. Keep at it, and soon you won't have to worry about money ever again. Or homelessness.
Huh. You know just what to say to cheer me up. All right.
Lonely, Gale. I've been looking for you everywhere.
Let's go.
Can I help you?
Have you thought about
See about
my
getting a
invitation?
room.
I've thought about it, but I'm not sure it's such a good idea.
This here's Candlehearth Hall. Great rooms upstairs, and there's a bed for rent on the ground floor.
I think that must be it.
Excellent. I'd like to rent a room.
Ask me again.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'm sorry to be.
Thank you very much.
We'll talk another I'll show you to your room. Play. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Thank you, I will. Now, please leave. Please leave now. Why does every innkeeper in Skyrim insist on staying in my room with me for a little while after leading me to it? It's incredibly disturbing. Please,
Got some
leave.
fresh baked bread and good cheese if you're after a bite to eat.
Maybe later. In the morning, after I've slept. I'd really like to go to sleep now.
Mind you don't get fresh with Susanna. She plays the flirt, but it's just to get good tips.
Well, that's good. Well, I guess I feel a little slighted now. She seems to like me. Though, admittedly, it wasn't meant to be. Oh, alright, okay. I suppose there's nothing to be done for it. I'm just gonna lay down here and, you go out to your inn when you feel like it. Sophia, please stay out of my room. How many times do we have to talk about this? We're
Those
friends.
dark elf refugees will take over this city if we aren't careful.
Okay, yes. Spewing racist things at me before I can sleep. My favorite. Good night, everyone.